Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. Up next in our look at maverick filmmakers from the silent screen era, we have a surrealistic film from 1929, and this one's a short one. It's called Chien, Andalou, which literally means an Andalusian dog, although there's nothing literal about the film. The title, in fact, specifically intended to mean nothing at all. Yet it's perhaps the most analyzed, most famous short film that's yet been made. It's an early sampling of surrealism from Spanish director Luis Buñuel, his first attempt at filmmaking, as a matter of fact, made when he was just 28 years old and living in Paris. The idea for the film came when he was hanging out with another Spanish expatriate he'd been friends with since his student days in Madrid, a then struggling 24-year-old Salvador Dali. Now, the inspiration for the film came from a conversation the two men had about recent dreams. Buñuel told Dali he'd had a dream about the moon being sliced in half by a cloud, like a razor blade slicing through an eyeball. Dali, in return, told Buñuel about a dream he'd had involving a hand covered in ants. Buñuel said at that moment, "This is a film." And the two men began developing a screenplay soon after. There was one rule, though. None of the ideas either man had for the film could have any sort of rational explanation. And indeed, they stuck to that rule. With script in hand, Buñuel went to his mother and asked her to fund the film, and she did. They then shot the movie in 10 days in Le Havre and Paris. And we bring it to you now. From 1929, Chien, Andalou. According to the director of this film, Luis Buñuel, the only rule he and the film's co-screenwriter, Salvador Dali, had for themselves when making this movie was that no idea or image will be accepted that might lend itself to a rational explanation of any kind. The goal certainly seems well met, though that hasn't stopped people from attributing symbolism and all kinds of meanings to the film for the past 84 years, something that Buñuel found ridiculous but also surprising. That also disappointed both Buñuel and Dali, since they worked so hard to make sure nothing in the film was symbolic of anything. By the way, both men were in the film. Buñuel was the man in the prologue, and Dali played both the seminarist and appeared in the scene on the beach. Up next, two young Japanese brothers learn the awful truth: their father is only human.